Warning, what you are about to see is real paranormal evidence, caught via audio and photograph. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alright, what's up guys? This is Nathan Geary.
This is Tim Heerdink.
We're on Dark Paranormal Encounters, and this episode is going to be special. This is going to be about how we got started into the paranormal investigating and our backgrounds and our stories.
Yes, we will tell you how we got interested in investigating paranormal subjects and just different stories throughout our life, and we'll just talk about anything paranormal with you.
Conspiracy theories, hauntings, UFOs, anything you can think of unexplained really. Doesn't have to be ghosts, anything unexplained, like for instance, conspiracy theories, like stuff that you think that you want to put your topic on and your thoughts in on some conspiracy theories and hauntings and stuff.
Yeah, we'll give you some things from our past that helped us get interested in doing what we do now, and then later on in the series, you guys can give us your stories, and we'll be glad to hear them. So you just message us on Skype, or Facebook, or anything, email, and we'll be glad to feature you in our episode sometime.
Yeah, we're always looking for new people to give us your intake on stuff, because your opinion matters. Alrighty guys, I know I covered some of these devices in episode 1, but I wanted to give you a little more info on these devices that we use in most of our investigations. Okay, you see these two devices here holding in my hand. My right hand is the SP7 spirit box. The left one is just a normal voice, an ordinary voice recorder that you can pick up at your local Walmart. And to me, this one is your most important paranormal tool, because you put this anywhere and you can leave the room and you can investigate another part of the building while this is still running. And this is the thing that gets your EVPs, that are electronic voice phenomena. And this is very important for all paranormal investigators to have at least one or two of these. Now this thing right here is the the front of it says the PSB7. I call it SP7, that's what it says on the internet, but this is like this, and it's like somehow this had a baby with another thing of these, and it came out with this. This would be like a voice recorder and a white noise generator, had sex, had a baby, and this is the baby. Because this is live EVPs. Instead I had to go, I got an EVP here. I'm almost going to play back here. Hold on. Okay. My battery fell out. Great. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, we got an EVP. We got an EVP. You ain't got to worry about with this thing right here, because this right here is just, you plug it in and you let it scan through, and then you listen, and then they speak to you. It's like live, you know. You ain't got to sit here and wait forever and go back to audio. There is no hotel expenses. You ain't got to sit there all day like a ghost hunters and be like, whoa, got an EVP. No, you get this thing live. So guys, buy one of these. $79, I think. You can get them on Amazon, eBay, anywhere, even ghoststop.com. Get one of these. I'm telling you, you're gonna wish you did. So, didn't really explain much of it, but I give you guys an insight on it, which has always worked. So guys, seen some of the gear here. Bye.
Alright, here's some more of our ghost hunting equipment that we use in our investigations. We have another voice recorder. You can never have enough of these, you know, all the rooms in the building, you just click, oh, record. You just sit there, just get up and leave it, and then you come back, and somebody told me they hated me. Oh, shit, them ghosts, they're so impolite. Yeah, that's what the EVP is, the electric voice phenomenon. You get those right there on the voice recorder, and they're very inexpensive. And next we have our thermometer gun, which you can tell if it's cold or if it's warm or whatever. Usually when they say there's spirits in the room, that the temperature gets colder, but sometimes it gets high. I don't know. You just pull a trigger like a gun, and see, like this one's 78 degrees in here right now. It's hot today in here, but it's cooler outside. It's nice to have this on handy. Just put it on your hand and just carry it around anywhere you go. And you can tell what kind of activity you're going to be getting on in that room. Another voice recorder, have it over there. One of our very important pieces of equipment is our K2 meter. Usually there's a quarter. I'm sure somebody stole it and got themselves a soda pop or something, but this K2 meter, usually you have a quarter in there, and it'll hold down the green showing its power, and then it'll fluctuate different colors to kind of tell you, like yellow is alright, kind of good spirits, and orange is getting a little bad. Red, now, as you can see in our last episode, we had red, so we had a very angry spirit there, and they were telling us to get out of the room. But usually you don't get red unless you're in big trouble. But yeah, that's all it does. Me waving my hand over it, it don't do it. I mean, yeah, my thumb's on there, so I might mess up a little bit. It stays green now, and it gets the energy from an entity that is no longer living, and then that will make the colors change, not of anything human. We got our not so handy dandy flashlight. One of these days we're gonna get ourselves a new one. This helps us see when it gets dark. You don't want to fall down the stairs, but obviously we would fall down the stairs because this thing ain't turning on. And now sometime we'll have a campaign where you guys can help us get some better equipment, but for now we just have to deal with our old junk that we have. Sure we got batteries for this somewhere, but they got those fancy new ones that get very bright, and those are always nice to have. But yeah, flashlight, old school, new school, it'll help you when you're in the dark. There's always light beyond the dark, just not this light. We have our still camera. It can take either video or picture. When something moves, it's like motion sensor. So you just set it up on a tripod, set it in the corner of the room, anywhere you think might be active, stairs, whatever. And just sit there, and it will just wait and wait and wait. And then when something comes along, it'll start beeping, flash a picture. This will get all bright, and then you can look at it later. It's really neat. I mean, people can use it to hunt animals, whatever, molesters, whatever you feel like you want to hunt that night. But usually we use this one for ghosts. I mean, that's what we're hunting for now. It's really handy. And my favorite, I expressed how much enthusiasm I had for it in episode 1, the devil's handles. Yeah, I think we got these to crisscross the wrong way last time. You had that really steady hand. The devil's handles, when you got a bad spirit, make an X. They're good. They go the opposite way, just like a magnet. So, yeah, you gotta be really careful with the devil's handles, because you don't want to misread what you're getting. And they're old, not often used by other investigators, but we like to keep a variety of different equipment on hand. You never know what you're going to need. That goes with the camera. So, well, there you have it, folks. That is what we use of right now, but maybe later on we'll get some nicer things. But, you know, it all takes money, and we're not in it for the money, but I don't know, the people that sell stuff are, so we're going to keep on trying, we're going to keep on going, that's what we do. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Anthony J. Geary. I'm 23 years old, live in Chandler, Indiana. Never graduated high school, never went to college. But my whole life I've always been trying to find out what is the truth, and when I say truth, I mean truth of an aspect of religion and the afterlife. Afterlife has always been this goal of mine, trying to find out what happens when our soul and body, when our body dies and our soul crosses over. Is this the end? Is there even really a continuing of life after death? I know a lot of atheists believe that after we die, we just are worm food. We rot in the ground. I find that to be false because of all the stuff. If you look back at episode 1 that we filmed and you think, wow, these guys caught all of this stuff in one house. Well, if you play it back, all them audio clips and all them EVPs, those are people, actual people reaching out at us trying to come back, trying to say, hey, we're still here, we're not gone, we're not dead, we're not worm food, we're actual people. We're still here, just not physical. So that's what my goal is for this web series, to try to find the truth and get it. And hopefully we do. I'd say we have a pretty good start, but we're going to share some backgrounds about each other and tell you guys some things about us, and why we got started, and all of this paranormal search for, pretty much it's like a big race to find the truth. And we're going to venture on beyond the dark, because there's always light beyond the dark.
My name's Timothy L. Heerdink, and I was born in Evansville, Indiana. I just recently moved back to Evansville from Chandler, of course, but I think too far of a distance. Currently engaged to Amber Hawes, which is not here at the moment, but she's the third person in the web series. So yeah, we've been living together for quite a while now, and it's been doing pretty well. I've been interested in things paranormal for a long time. I've always been kind of weird, but I didn't really get started with ghost hunting. To be specific, would be I don't know, probably a year or two ago, and Amber got me started in it when we went to Waverly. I always wanted to know what's on the other side. I mean, I grew up in church, and at a Baptist church, my mom would take me and my brother. And I always was into it. It was alright, but kind of drifted away, you know, when I get older. And now I'm in the Lutheran church, and I got the Bible and the Lutheranism book, and I'm learning. But I mean, it's all about faith. But then some people are like, oh, I have the straight facts. Just give me the facts. Well, as you've seen previously on Beyond the Dark, we have had facts. We have talked to people who are no longer here with us. They're not, well, they are here, but they're not like me and you, or, you know, physical human bodies. They are spiritual bodies. And I think talking to them and asking them is there life after death, and them saying yes, and that they're holding on, I mean, that's pretty good evidence. That's strong. And I mean, there's plenty of more for the truth that we're going to keep on searching for. So yeah, there's always more to find out, and you always have to keep looking. We're not all about getting money. We're not all about getting all Hollywood famous and all that shit. We're just about, you know, entertaining you guys, of course, but really answering the questions that we've always been asking ourselves this whole time. So, I'm Tim Heerdink. Thanks for listening.
So here's a lot of things that have really pushed me to become open-minded about unexplainable slash paranormal encounters. And, you know, there's a difference between encounters and paranormal hauntings, because some people will live with hauntings every day and they try to adapt to it. And there are some people who are so afraid to come out in the open and say that my house is haunted, because they think that they're going to be looked down upon in society, which is not right. If you have a haunting going on in your house and it is affecting your daily life because you don't feel comfortable in your home, I can't sit here and say that I've dealt with that during my childhood. But there were a few times to where I questioned my faith and questioned my outlook on life, because some certain things happened that I just never really could adapt on. Like, for instance, a quick story, me and my brother, he's older than me, Timothy, we walked down the street when we were younger, and we found this black bag, trash bag, full of dead cats and dogs, where people were using them animals as like a sacrifice to the devil. And there was this 2-story house that used to sit there in Chandler that police and everyone in town wholeheartedly knew that there was witchcraft in that house, but they would not do anything about it. People would drive by and see the candle lit in the top of the window, and that house just looked like death's door. If death's door would look like anything, it would be that house. If you want to look up death's door in a dictionary, you open the page of death's door, and there's that house sitting there. It was just that bad. Just some things people do can open gateways to hell, and I think satanic rituals is one of them. Just all I can say is, please, if you're going to try to have a paranormal experience, don't use satanic worships or Ouija boards. Ouija boards is another example of don'ts. Don't use a Ouija board. Why? Because I can surely tell you that at one point in my childhood, I messed with a Ouija board, and I paid the price. I'll never touch one again. I can't tell you exactly what happened, but I can surely tell you that messing with them is a price to pay.
What got me into wondering about the paranormal? Yes, I was always a big fan of literature and movies. I mean, films, they are great. I mean, horror and science fiction. Yeah. You just have a whole universe of shit you can write about, and there's no rules to it. I love English now. Going through school, English sucked. They wanted you to read these boring stories I don't even think the writers liked reading. But when it came to science fiction and mystery and horror, I mean, that's where I was at. I was getting all excited, you know. And, as a kid, though, it was a little different. I mean, oh man, it's just, I always had these horrible nightmares. I mean, wake up in the night, I couldn't control myself. I was all upset. I mean, I share a bedroom with my brother, for one thing. That's scary enough. But thinking, what the hell's in the closet? Oh man, something's moving in there, and weird noises outside the window. I was like, okay, we gotta figure out what's this going on. And I always had a hard time sleeping. I'd be up all hours of the night, couldn't be able to focus during the day. And I don't know, I just didn't like going to sleep. I would like sleep when it's daytime, but at nighttime I wanted to be awake. And of course, I mean, I lived in Evansville, and that was alright. I don't know, it was probably just a weird area. But then Chandler, of course, you've seen that house. That big, old, it's just scary, just the nighttime. It's making a whole bunch of weird noises. And then I had a different room for my brother, but I don't know. By then, I think I wanted to have a room with my brother, because that's when it really started getting scary. And I mean, to hear that like a year or two before we moved into that house, the whole place burnt down to the ground, unexplained. I mean, that's the cause for concern right there, and just the random burning down of the house. Oh, so yeah, the nightmares never would end, and I mean, now things are getting better, even though I have questions about the house I'm living in now. I have somebody sleeping with me, and I don't know. It's nice to have company that's not a ghost, because they'll keep you up at night. So, I don't know. That's what I've been interested in. I mean, you can just sit there and read books about things they usually talk about, or you can question things that they won't talk about, and that's what we like to do.
Okay, so now that you've seen a lot about our ghostly side, let's give you guys some in-depth detail about our theories about aliens and the universe. The universe is a very advanced and large part, and we've only explored one part of it. There's still that whole entire section out in the universe that has never been touched by man. So we say, so we know. That's what our science says. Our science says that man has never been beyond the Milky Way galaxy. Well, okay, then how can skeptics sit here and say that, well, we don't believe in UFOs, we don't believe in aliens, we don't believe in anything out there, we are the only thing out here, there's nothing else. I laugh at that because if we are in fact the only living species in this galaxy, and everything else out there is just nothing, then this is a boring life to live. I believe in aliens 100%. I have seen lights in the sky that I know that are not aircraft, man-made aircraft. They just can't be. I've seen on my hunting expedition last year what I thought was a shooting star. Okay, but a shooting star will shoot. Okay, this object that I've seen did more than shooting. It went down like this, and then it came up, and then it went down like that again, and now that's like at 3 o'clock in the morning. What airplane and pilot's going to be doing that at 3 o'clock in the morning? It looked like headlights from a car in the sky, driving. I'm like, what? So that is what woke me up, this whole alien discussion. And do I believe in aliens? Yes. Do I believe in there are other terrestrial beings out there besides us humans? Yes. Do I believe in all of this stuff that we are the only living species? No. Why? Because if you look at it this way, God made all of us equally. Okay? But what God didn't mention to us about was there are other terrestrial beings that He added, that He made too. He's just telling our story. Because the other planets, they don't equal to ours. Here's the way I put it. If it's me and my theory, this is my biggest theory I've had for all these years, and I'll never change my theory. I think that the UFOs that we are seeing to this day, coming to us, visiting our planet, are not aliens. I think it's us coming back from the future to visit our past. That's what we're seeing in them UFOs, the unidentified flying objects. It could be a tape recording of our past life that we're just living through, and we're coming back to visit us. I've never seen a gray alien, I've never seen a Nordic alien, I've never seen a humanoid alien. But I do believe they're out there.
I think it's just plain silly not to believe in aliens. I mean, you can't force somebody to be like, believe this, believe that, because that's what religion does. But, I mean, aliens, I mean, we could be aliens to another species for all that matters. But if you're going to say we're the only species, I mean, there's dogs, there's cats, there's all that. I mean, we're aliens to them, we're controlling them, so who said, I think people were just afraid that there's something else out there that it might be more intelligent than us, and it might take over us one day. I mean, that's what they do with science fiction novels and films. But I mean, you go out there, you look in the sky, and you say, oh man, look at all them stars. They're all so bright and pretty. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stars out there. There's planets we haven't even found yet. We're finding them each day if they keep funding NASA. But no, Obama would better give free phones out instead of explore the space. Maybe he already sees what all he wants to see, and he's just trying to keep it a secret. I mean, come on now. Like Area 51, man, Nevada, secret camp where they hold Roswell's aliens. Oh, come on now. So much stuff that they're hiding. I mean, they probably got the cure for cancer. They probably set up a whole bunch of terrorist plots so we could start wars we never needed to start. I mean, we're probably just a whole big experiment for something bigger that we're not even paying attention to. All we know is, yes, Obama does have things that he's not telling people. And, I mean, and people keep their secrets. I mean, we just figured out about the National Surveillance Agency. I mean, they're probably listening to us right now before we even post it up. But aliens, okay. Aliens.
Can I make a comment here real quick, Tim? You're on the subject about Obama. Tell them about how the president gets that special orange folder every month about secret, top secret. What's in there?
Oh yeah, he gets top secret stuff every single month. I mean, I'm sure the Russians came in and they said, Obama, if you don't tell the Americans what's going on, we are. So, I mean, the Russians decided, because Obama wasn't going to say anything, the Russians said, alright, there are thousands of different species of aliens living in the United States, and they look just like regular humans, so you can't tell who is who. And it's kind of like that movie They Live, where you had to have the sunglasses to see what was actually going on. And that's what we strive for. We like to see what's actually going on. Because you see these stinking commercials, like take a beer commercial for instance. Yeah, they put some comedy, maybe a attractive person in there, and where's it around? Sports. Who's watching sports? Men. All right, so men's drinking beer, and then they're selling the product, and then they're just that's what they do. They're brainwashing you to say, oh well, you drink this, you must be cool. I mean, that's what they do with all commercials and everything. So the government wants you to act a certain way, and they don't want you to know about what they're doing behind the curtain. But some people peek behind there, and sometimes they just show up missing, either by the government. Sometimes extraterrestrials abduct, and I believe in abduction. People go missing every year. They get 96 hours, only 96 hours. That's not a long time span before they just give up. Oh well, they must be dead. Well, maybe we made a couple sacrifices to the alien gods so that we could go without destroying the rest of the earth. Let's just give them these random citizens. Oh, we don't care about that. There's so many people missing. I don't think they should give up. I mean, if you're going to say, oh, somebody murdered them, yeah, it could be the case. But you got to step into the gray area, and not the grays like the aliens, but think outside the box. You gotta open your mind up to find what you're looking for, and you might find that person again. And so, just keep on venturing beyond the dark.
I want to talk to you guys about something that I find very intriguing and interesting, and that is the haunted Romanian forest in Romania. Just outside of Transylvania. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Dracula and his castle. Yes, Romania. I've never been there, but I've heard it's beautiful there, and it's nice, and then you got this old creepy castle with this vampire guy walking down the stairs, and they called him Vlad the Impaler back then. Then you got this nuzzle little forest that looks like it's something off of like a fairy tale or something. But then you get into the forest, and then you got this circle. Now this circle is said to be one of the most haunted places in the world. Why? Because it's just a perfect circle. And inside this circle there is activity. They say when you walk inside this circle, they say that your EMF meter will go skyrocket and max out and give weird readings. And people say that they see weird lights and anomalies and paranormal activity is heightened there. So what I want to figure out in life is what is in that circle? What is making that circle so active? I will show you guys a picture in this episode too about what the circle looks like in the woods. And it's a beautiful place. Maybe there is something with an alien ship landed there. Because you gotta think, us man, and I'm saying this in biblical terms and physical terms, us man could not have created a perfect circle in the wilderness. And us man could not create this electromagnetic field around this perfect circle, causing this activity to heighten. So what that says is, it's unexplainable. There's something science has not figured out yet what causes this, and I want to know exactly what it is, because I am so intrigued by this Romanian forest. No, it might be 10 years before if we ever go there. But when we do go there, we're going to get you guys some awesome stuff, because you know why? It's always light beyond the dark.
Speaking of some weird areas in the world, there's also the Bermuda Triangle, which is right down there on the southern coast of the United States. Now, the Bermuda Triangle, I mean, mixed weird signals, things are getting lost. You travel through it and you're gone forever. I mean, by Bermuda, you get the triangle, and some, once you get in there, you get some weird shit going on there. And, I don't know, it's just something they never explained. Plane goes in there, and it's just like the Langoliers by Stephen King. You freaking go out somewhere, other dimension, like the Royal Borealis, and the Langoliers are eating people, and whatever. It was probably monsters or some weird crap in there, and like the Loch Ness monsters up north, and Yeti, and the mountains, and who knows what's in the Bermuda Triangle. I know if I ever go down south, I'll make sure I'm not going to get stuck in there. But, I mean, there's just other things on the coast on the east as well. I mean, like the Roanoke County, they just randomly disappeared. I don't know where they went, because other people were coming over from Europe, and well, where the hell is everybody? All they get, the sign that says, Croatoa or whatever the fuck it said. But now what's that supposed to mean? Is that like, oh well, shit, there's a volcano? I don't know, but no one knows where they went. They probably got stoned and drowned in the water. So who knows? I mean, some people say, well, aliens took them, or some say, well, there was Indians on an island and they told them to come over and they all drank and they had a bunch of kids, and that's why you see a bunch of darker skinned colored people back on that side closer to Florida. If you're wondering why there's Mexicans, that's probably where they came from. But who knows? That's what that. And I mean, people disappear, and there's so many people in the world, you can't keep track of all. And they give you a social security number, but they give you all this and that, and they want you to get a driver's license and a cell phone, because cell phones have tracking things, and they can find you where you're at. You're taking a dump, that they're watching, they know how good that dump is. They know every single thing about your life. You better turn that cell phone off and just throw it out the window or something. I mean, if you don't want people talking to you, or hearing what you're saying, or watching you as you sleep, or whatever, you gotta get rid of that phone. That's why they give the free phones out. I mean to go on a rant, but phones, they're not everything in the world. I mean, they're having to write letters and shit. I mean, why can't people just get a pencil and just start writing stuff? I mean, how hard is that? I mean, that's what the aliens are probably telling Obama that you're supposed to have your phone. Yeah, this is your paper, your note that you don't ever write because you're on the phone all the time. So, I just saw a bunch of things unexplained out there. I mean, people now, it's so hard. Yeah, getting back to the alien subject, it's so hard to think, oh, well, there's aliens out there. There's other planets. I mean, there's supposed to be 9, now 8, because Pluto's a dwarf planet or whatever. Alright, yeah, so one planet, out of all those planets that we know of, has life and water. Well, there's water on Mars. Oh, well, yeah, but there's different gases. Well, maybe we can't breathe on Mars, but who says somebody else can't breathe on Mars? I mean, not even just this universe, other universes. And I don't even know where the hell I was going with there, but I'm sure it's easier to say, oh, well, this is it, But then you spend most of your time, a lot of people spend most of their time on our religion saying somebody that we've never seen is up in the sky somewhere, and yeah, all this horrible stuff happens, but yes, he loves us for it, and it's all good. And they want to coat their lives over that. I am religious. I love religion. But how is it that you can believe in all this stuff with miracles and people that are supposed to die, not dying, and just unexplained things? Oh, well, let's accept it as it is, but then you want to say, well, you're crazy. I believe in God, but you believe in aliens? Well, I mean, that's kind of just retarded. I mean, you haven't seen it either way, so you just gotta believe in it. So how is somebody saying that they believe in aliens crazy, or somebody says they believe in God not crazy? I mean, just my opinion. You can have your own opinion, and I'm sure we'll love to hear it someday.
So, as I was getting earlier about the enchanted forest in Romania, well, now in the United States we have also things called crop circles, where in some random cornfields in various different states in the plain states, you get things, objects like these, and then you get like objects like things looking like this when they're perfectly out in the field. How are they getting there? I know man ain't creating them. There ain't some guy out in this tractor. He goes, I want you to pick me up in a helicopter, pick me up, and drop my tractor right in the middle of the field. I'm going to start doing circles and peeling out, making these circles in the tape. Pick me up and drop me over here. I won't do it here again. No. This is caused by aliens, alien craft. They're coming down, doing some shit, and going back up. That's what they're doing. I know. Just like the enchanted forest in Romania, they came down, done some shit, and went back up. What shit they're doing down here, I had no idea. I'm sorry. Sometimes I let my humor get the best of me. Okay. And also another thing, Obama. He's always talking about, where was Biggie and Tupac? Well, why is he bringing up the past? Here's what he should be worrying about, the future. Because here's why I stress the future so bad. Every day there's shootings. People killing each other. Okay, what's going to happen whenever the world goes to shits? And there's people shooting each other or killing each other over gas prices and gasoline. And then the whole town's a whole havoc. And, and you also got the classic zombie outbreak. I mean, there's a possibility that a disease can come over here and infect every living person and make them sick. And people start dying, and every time they die, they come back, and they're eating each other. Oh my God, it's getting so crazy. That's what we gotta worry about, not politics. They're all liars, and, But what we gotta worry about is the alien craft coming down, doing some shit, and going back up. That's what we gotta worry about. Just this one big action sequence. Going back up. See, we gotta worry about that because we can get sucked in and thrown into a time vortex where we're like in 1985 and walking out, Just things we gotta worry about that kind of get to us. Like crop circles, aliens, UFO, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Paranormal, all kinds. That big white Yeti thing walking into the snow mountains and stuff. And it's probably some guy he's like 58 years old, stoner with long white hair going on his body, smoking a joint. People are like, that's Sasquatch, It's really some hippie guy living in the mountains. You gotta question reality. If you see a show and you think it's real, it's probably not. It's probably stretched reality. It's probably stretched truth. But then you got things where you question your mind and think, how's all that happening? Is it transpiring to something real? Probably so. Is there Jeepers Creepers out there flying around the sky? Probably not. But was there at one time? Probably so. So remember, history can repeat itself. Don't fall for stupid politic lies. Thank you. Shit.
Speaking of control, you ever think what in the world's in your food? I mean, really, think about it now. Back in the day, if you had some meat in a refrigerator, you just salt it, put it in put it over there in the corner of the box, and you get to it when you get to it. It might not be the best tasting thing in the world, but it's there. Now you get like Twinkies and weird shit where you get it, and you stick it on the shelf for like a year or two, you get it out, oh, I'm so hungry, oh, Twinkie, it's still got 3 years left of its life, it don't ever go bad. Now what is in that product that you can put it in there, and you have it on the shelf, it's like your apocalypse shelf, I mean, yeah, it's nice to have an apocalypse shelf in your bunker, but it's not fresh, I mean, this is just not right, you know? Something's not supposed to last longer than you are. If it's food, it's supposed to be a day or two, and then it's bad. You gotta pitch it, you know. I mean, when I went to Europe, that's how things were. There was no preservatives, there was no chemicals. It was you go to the store every day or two, you get what you get. You know, what you need for that night for your meal, and that's it. You cook it up, you eat it, and then you just go to the store the next day and you do it all over again. Over here, people spend hundreds of dollars on useless, nasty food that they don't even need. They get abundance of old chips and cookies and whatever gets in diabetes and bad cholesterol and whatever horrible disease you could get. They get it and they're like, oh, we're addicted to it. It tastes so good. Well, yeah, you got vegetables and fruit. Oh, that tastes bad. I don't know, why is all the good food bad for you and all the good stuff that's for you tastes bad? I don't know. I think the government has chemicals in there that get people to die sooner because they don't want people around longer. People used to live way easily over 100 years old. Now you're lucky if you get past 50 or 60. I mean, I know they usually was 75 or 80, but people were getting fat. I mean, we're in America, and there's nothing wrong with being fat. But I mean, if you don't want to have a heart attack, I mean, that's no good. You know, you don't want to make it where you can't get up out of bed in the morning. I mean, there's got to be a point where you say, man, I can't do that no more. And I think the chemicals, they want you to be addicted to a certain product, and they just keep spending your money on it, and then they get you right where they want you. And so maybe people are happier in other countries when they don't have all those chemicals in their food. If you look on the back of your food box and the ingredients, you'll see all these words you don't know how to pronounce, all with like "een" or "ide" or whatever. Those are all chemicals. It's all manufactured in a lab. It's not real food. It's like plastic. If you go out in the sea, you'll see a bunch of plastic. That's what you're eating. You're becoming plastic. It's a plastic world. And chemtrails in the sky. Yeah. Oh, planes. Oh, so pretty. Yeah, that stuff. Oh, who knows? It could just be exhaust or whatever. Yeah, that's tearing up your atmosphere right there. The ozone's going to hell. But maybe it could be something they're trying to control you with their chemicals in the sky, just like they are in the food. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm okay, I'm happy. But really, they got you right in the palm of their hand where they want you. And just think, a congressperson, they don't work much. Look how much money they have. Look how much nice a house they are. You're working harder than they have ever worked in their whole life. And you're just living in, what they would call a cracker jack house. It's just like an old shotgun house. There's barely nothing there. It's a small little house. And they got this big old mansion. And that's what they want. They want people to stay poor and they can get rich. If they don't have enough money, they take it out of your Social Security. They raise the taxes. And that's what they do. They keep on making the poor people poorer and the rich people get richer. And that's the way it's always going to be. So check the labels on your food and don't listen to what they say.
I hope you guys like some of the stories that I discussed. And I'm not here to make you like the government. I'm not going to be like the government and make you believe my stories or go by them. I want you to ingest this and use it as like an example. We're being controlled by the government. I'm not going to be like Zeb Coulter of WWE and start yelling, "We the people," and trying to be this anti-government thing. No, I'm not going to be like that. I'm just trying to give you guys an example of what to look forward in the future, how to make America a better place in the future. And we need to stop the shootings, and we need to stop all this nonsense, and stick together and fight what our future is to come. Zombie apocalypse, possibility. Alien invasion, possibility. All-out war, possibility. Or hell, there could just be an overthrow of the government. All these things are what's going to cause the Earth in the United States to go into collapse. And That's some of the things that you look for. Look how many stores there are now about all these doomsday stores. Me and Tim have seen one today called The Bunker, right? Ain't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
The Bunker. They sell doomsday prepping accessories and tools, and you know, there's a reason for people starting businesses like that. They just ain't doing it for the hell of it. There's a reason behind it. They're worried about how our government is treating us and what's going to happen. So my last message to you guys on this is, I want you guys to do an experiment. I want you guys to comment on this episode and tell me how you think is the best way we can change our daily lives to make America a better place in the future. And I also want you to tell me your favorite stories that we discussed in this episode. What ones mostly intrigued you the most? And you guys should all take a big, huge trip to the Romanian forest and see some of that weird shit that happens up there. Because you never know what weird shit might happen. So, I'm Anthony Geary, Beyond the Dark Paranormal Encounters. And as always, there's always light beyond the dark.
It's Tim Heerdink here. I hope you enjoyed all our stories that we've been talking about. I want you to know that we're not all anti-government, you know. I don't need no agents coming to me at night, pulling me out of my bed and whatever, shooting me. I don't need none of that. I mean, I'm not saying anybody needs to hurt nobody. I'm just saying it could be better. And I think it's only right to say that things could be better. I mean, Obama started his 2008 campaign with, oh, we need change and we need change. I mean, there hasn't been too much change. I mean, things have been kind of getting worse. But, I mean, everybody's got their own shit they're doing. And, you know, he might have had a good plan, and maybe the Congress that's been in there since freaking who knows when, they get all their money and they're saying, well, you know, we don't have to impeach you. You can have all this nice money. You can live in it. You can spend all the money you want. I mean, you're gonna be the richest black man and anything else you want in the whole country. And you just do what we tell you, which is not what you've been saying you were going to do the whole time. And, you know, I lost my train of thought. I'm sure the aliens intercepted it, but it's all good. The government can help people out. And, you know, just, they got to work on things. We don't want to end up like these other countries. I mean, I just heard the other day Egypt's going down the hell again. And, I mean, we're supposed to be the best country in the world. I wouldn't say we are. I mean, we got some good stuff going on over here. I mean, I think everybody needs to go check out the rest of the planet before they say some kind of statement like that. I mean, somebody that lives in Australia says, Australia is the best. So come on, Nate. Well, I mean, he's got his opinion. Americans got their opinion about football and stupid shit like that. And you go down to Brazil, and if you say their soccer team sucks, they'll probably kill you and hang you in the street. I mean, everybody's got their own thing.
Canada, too. Canada hates us.
Canada?
They hate us. They think that we are so much worse than them.
I mean, every country hates each other. I mean, why can't we all just be one country and just get along? I mean, really, in the end, if the world's going down the drain, it's the world. It ain't going to be, oh, well, it's just one country going down the drain. Well, the world was supposed to end like it was, they kept saying in 2012, the world was going to end together. Not part of the world. One meteor ain't going to strike through and just kill off China or nothing like that, which we wouldn't have any products after that. I mean, we need our products from China, so they needed to stay alive. But the world's going down together, or they're going to come up together, and I think everybody could take some useful ideas from each one to make it better. So, I mean, just stay optimistic and always remember to keep looking beyond the dark.
Yeah, there's always light beyond the dark, guys. Stay strong, like our stuff. Tell us what you think. Comment your stuff. Comment your opinions on this. Let us know your side. What do you think about what we said? Love you all. Peace out. So, guys, that is the end of episode 2. We're going to add some photo slideshow in here to show you some examples of what we were talking about. Give you a clearer image of stuff. Maybe even add some audio or something in there about some weird things, some classic EVPs that are well known. And don't forget, these devices are what scare us because we're not anti-government. But things when they add stuff in your phones and any electronic device that can intercept and listen to you, kind of freaks you out a little bit. So, I'm Anthony Geary.
And I'm Tim Heerdink. And remember,
There's always light
beyond
in the dark. Peace out, guys.